Hey there everyone, today I have the latest from Raven watches, the Solitude. So simply, the Solitude is Steve's answer, Steve, the owner of Raven watches, to a more affordable Raven piece. Now on the average, Raven watches usually start more in the $600 range and up. This particular version is $430. As you see on the screen there, you're rocking a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. So that is one of the things that's been done to bring the price down to a more affordable level. You know, realistically, if you really did take a full look all around the watch, of course I'm going to show you everything, but yeah, I would say a couple of little other things that I think were done to bring the price down from that $600, $650 range. But overall, just as nice of a watch that you would expect from Raven watches after all these years. Now, this one is, of course, the black on steel. You're going to be looking at $430 almost across the board. There are, I believe, two exceptions. One is the full DLC coated case and bracelet. That one is going to be $500, and then there is a green dial, I believe, that has like a two-tone green and gold, or excuse me, steel and gold, and I believe that's somewhere around $470, $480. So $430 for most of them, and there is going to be one other difference between some of the models. A few of the models have a countdown bezel. This one has the elapsed time bezel. Go ahead here and I'll give you a good close-up look at this dial. And I want you to take a look at the lume pip and the numbers around the bezel here, and you will see, at least on the version I have in hand, they are not the cleanest that can be the way they are printed on there. And I think that is just one of the factors of this being a, slightly cheaper watch. You still are getting applied markers. You have your date there at the 6 o'clock position. This is a double domed sapphire crystal. Take a look at that very nice pronounced bezel. You do have polished chamfers here on the edges. You do get drilled lugs. So you are getting still a lot of watch for the money. But there's one big thing that I noticed. Well, two, but one to me is much more important than the other. And that is going to be the fact of this crown. Now, of course, it's a screw-down crown. This is a dive watch after all. These crown guards are very nice as far as they're going to protect the crown there inside of the case. I mean, really, the way they flare out and everything, it's doing a great job. The problem is just some of the execution. Even just putting your finger back behind here, it's not what you call cutting sharp, but you can feel it. But where you really can feel it and where it gets a little annoying is when you are screwing and unscrewing the crown. Obviously, setting the time isn't a big deal because, it's coming out like that. But when you have to screw this back down, you kind of got to go like this. Because otherwise, as you're turning it like this, which is the way I normally would do it, the back of your finger keeps hitting here. And not only is it harder to screw this down properly, it doesn't hurt or anything like that. It's just more of what I call annoying, if you will. Bezel action, though, is very nice. Very easy to grip and stays in place. Really no back movement at all whatsoever. So in terms of bezel action, very good. Go ahead here and give you a shot of the case back. And then you'll see here with the bracelet, you will see you have that ratchet extension clasp. If you're not familiar with that, it is obviously, if it's over you're actually going diving and you need that room for the wetsuit, you have that. But most of us, at least the desk divers, just use this. If we need just that little, we need it a little tighter, we need it a little looser, and this works perfect for that situation. So some people have said, especially on Instagram and everything, Facebook, where I've posted this, they just don't care for the bracelet and the way it looks with the case. I don't know. I personally really don't have an issue with the way this bracelet looks. I think if people saw it in person, I think maybe sometimes, and it happens in, you know, pictures and photography and things posted online, I think maybe to some it looks cheap or tinny. Of course, I can confirm it is not. It is a very solid, very nice, very comfortable bracelet, but but it does use the pin and collar system. Now, pin and collar system is very secure. It's also much more aggravating to size, and if you don't have the proper tools, take it to a competent watchmaker or jeweler to have it sized if you're not comfortable sizing the pin and collar system. But again, it is a very secure system. It's just a little more aggravating when you go to size it. Of course, lume is very good. I'll give you a look at that here. Here you can check it out on my 7.5-inch wrist. You can see I have this with all the links in it currently right now. Without the ratchet extension opened, I'm going to say this should easily fit up to an 8-inch wrist out of the box. Steve is pretty good, you know, really good customer service. So if you do have a much bigger wrist and you're going to need some extra links, I'm sure he'd be able to send those out for you. Honestly, with the exception of a few minor quibbles that I pointed out, I really like this offering from Raven. Raven has always been one of my favorite brands. I've said that before here many times. I like the fact that they went with the 40mm case size. They went with something smaller. They went with something a little more on the affordable end. At least for, I know, some of you are saying, oh my God, that's not affordable. $200 is affordable. Well, it depends how far you are into this hobby, how deep you are into this hobby, and what you look for a watch, and 10,000 other factors that I'm not here to tell you if this is affordable to you or not. But it is affordable in the realm of Raven watches. With the exception of going back into the past, which I forgot my DeLorean time machine, but in all seriousness, I can't, I'm trying to remember. I believe this is definitely one of the cheapest offerings in quite some time from Raven watches. And hey, you know, if you can't afford the $600 or the $700 or the $800 pieces from them, well, here is an option. And this, of course, is the most basic one, the black dial steel case. There are some great color options on their website. I think there's about 8 or 9 of these total, so you want to check them out. Of course, I'll have the link down below. If you want to follow us on social media, it is at Watch Report. Go ahead over there and you could follow us at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell twice. That way you never miss any of our reviews or content. Leave a like and comment down below. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.